Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. We are doing the second part of this beautiful Murli of 19th November 1979, which was to be the unlimited stage. In the unlimited stage of retirement means to constantly be an embodiment of remembrance and in constant solitude. So this part was covered yesterday. So today we will continue with the second part, and then we will do the churning because there is also a third part on Monday. So we begin from where it was stopped yesterday. Bapdada meeting the groups. This was in Mysore. Do all of you experience yourselves to be the most elevated souls? Simple question. Let's just pause and reflect on this question. Do all of you experience yourselves to be the most elevated souls? You are such elevated souls that your Father himself leaves his home to come and meet you children. For half a kalpa, you have been singing, leave your home and come down here, but you didn't know how or when he would come and meet you. You spent all your days waiting. Now your waiting has ended and you're celebrating a meeting in person. Would anyone else have such an elevated fortune? You never even dreamt that you would talk to God or that you would actually sit and eat toli with him. You are experiencing all of this in a practical way. What is the journey you made when compared to the attainments you receive? Baba has to journey from such a long way. Is Baba's place further or is yours? When you are happy, you don't feel tired or experience any difficulty. On your 4-day journey, you would have the stage of a constant yogi. You would be thinking, when will we arrive there and meet Baba? So this is being a constant yogi, is it not? This is also an income. To be a Brahmin means to earn an income at every step and not suffer in any way at all. Just as a rose has thorns for its protection, so too all the difficulties you experience are just instruments to make you remember Baba even more. Even when an atheist experiences any type of pain, he says, "Oh God." So even pain becomes an instrument to remind you of God. Nothing can be a difficulty at the confluence. At this time, all of you children have full rights to all of Baba's treasures. What are Baba's treasures? Peace, happiness, bliss, love, etc. are the Father's treasures. So how is it possible that one who has full rights to all of this is not happy? Every day at Amrit Vela, apply the tilak of the awareness of being one with full rights. If you have put this tilak on yourself, you can remain constantly cheerful. Don't let your tilak be rubbed off. No matter how much Maya tries to rub it off, don't allow that to happen. Then you will continue to receive the blessing of, may you be imperishable. You are celebrating your silver jubilee but celebrate it in a golden age stage. You have stayed very courageous. Your result is good. All of your children are good, mature, experienced, and hardworking. You have received a good certificate. So, this is the second part. Not a very long para, but enough to reflect upon. So, we will just take a pause here. Let's reflect and introspect in our own mind the meaning of these beautiful lines in the Murli, and then we can start our sharing. So, today in the reflections and sharing, Baba's request to each one of you that at least one reflection, although it is a small para, from each one of you who's presently reflecting and participating in this journey. So, who would like to begin?
Shanti sister, very good morning, divine family.
Good morning, Chandrakala sister. Go ahead, please.
Baba says today, so love, bliss, happiness, health, wealth, everything is a part of our life. So that is the virginality of our soul. So Baba says, especially for the Mysore group, so to enjoy that, not only for the Mysore, for all souls, to enjoy that is a virginality. So that's what lacking in this today's Laukik world. So, Alaukik people, we are enjoying that. That's the reason Papa says is to enjoy it and at the same time you share it to the Laukik world. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. Yes, peace, happiness, bliss are the Father's treasures. And yes, it's possible that we have the full rights to this. Okay, now we can have someone else from the group sharing another reflection.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti Vijay Bhai.
So Baba says to be a Brahmin means to earn an income at every step and not to suffer in any way at all. So Baba, so we all are Brahmins, so we all are earning an income at every step, right? So anything that we do in remembrance of Baba, right? It's all an income that which we are earning, and we are also accumulating it in this journey. And also said that, there's going to be situation, difficulties, all that will be experienced. That is all different means to get there or to remember Baba more and more. Just like the thorns are there for, on the rose plant, right? Just for its protection in that way. So the difficulties are for us to remember Baba. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yes, Baba, very in simple lines, he explained that to be a Brahmin actually means to earn an income at every step. And just as a rose has thorns for its protection, so all the difficulties you experience are just instruments to make us remember him more. So now we can all remember. It's so nice actually, because now even every little situation that is troubling, we thank Baba and say, oh, this is great. So now I remember you more, because thank you for this situation that has come into my life. Thank you for the trouble. Thank you for the difficulty. And you connect to him even more. So it's such a positive way to go back to Baba despite the pain. Very interesting. And may I request our next participant to please share?
I would like to share the most elevated fortune which Baba described of we children, that the Almighty Authority Himself, the Supreme Father Himself, leaves His home to come and meet all of us. And for half a cycle, we have been, waiting for Him. We have been singing, come down and, come and meet us. So now, when at this conference age, He has come, and we are able to celebrate a meeting in person with the most, I mean, you can say the ultimate, the highest on high, the most elevated, the supreme soul. So that such a kind of elevated fortune, I don't think anyone would have at the conference age or even during the entire kalpa. So which we have uh, not even in dreams we would have dreamt of this, that we will talk to God, we will play with Him, we will sit with Him, eat with Him. So that's in a practical way we all can experience His presence here. uh, he's more main force, driving force behind all this Awake Murli session, whether it's Amrit Vela, Awake Murli sessions, Numasham, or traffic control, or any acts which we do the entire day. He's there with us, guiding us, inspiring us, showering blessings on us, and so that's something which that's a unique journey. This conference age. Uh, Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Yes, in fact, this is such a beautiful line which you have just reflected upon. And we are so fortunate, each one of us, that our waiting has ended and actually we are having a direct meeting with God Himself. And you're absolutely right. We wouldn't have even dreamt of such a special, occasion that we could actually sit and eat totally with Him. And we are all experiencing this in our own ways, in a very practical way as well. So thank you, brother, for this sharing. We have the most elevated fortune. Okay, now may I request someone else out of the participants to share their thoughts?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti Ki Jai Bhai.
Pain becomes an instrument to remind you of God. When that one sentence came, I was just thinking about Kabir's Doha, Dukme Simiran so kare, Sukme kare na koi. That really reminded me also of the copper age. It was only when I forgot myself, I forgot who I was, I forgot all my happiness were taken away, that I lost my contact with God. I thought, but that was the first time when we were seeking for God, when we missed Him. So that reminded me of God. I think that's very nice, because the all the kind of eulogies, the prayers, the verses, the praises, and which we hear in scriptures and all, is that one thing. Pain becomes an instrument to remind you of God. But just 3 lines before, where Baba says to be a Brahmin means not to suffer in any way at all. Even that one sentence I was saying, is Baba talking about confluence aged Brahmin? But a confluence aged Brahmin is also one who not only earns income, but along with the income, he also has to face chunautiya, challenges and sufferings. So he gets more into a magnetic thing with God. I was just trying to analyze these two situations in that paragraph. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you, Girja Behan, and a very valid point. And also your example of Sant Kabir and even Guru Nanak, both these in the Guru Granth Sahib, you have very clear lines on Dukh Daru Sukh Rog Baya. And it is actually, we even have a full Dukh Bhanjani Sahib. And actually, the pain is always being treated as a trigger to help you to get connected. And in a very, very positive way. And therefore, in this Murli, when Baba is saying this, even when I was reading this Murli, I was getting reminded that people feel that pain is adverse, but pain is actually the catalyst. Pain actually brings you closer to the Almighty. Pain allows you to experience what you would have never experienced. Challenges allow you to experience what you would have never experienced. You know the value of happiness when you experience sadness, you know. But this sadness, now connecting to the earlier sentence, Gijaban, which you are rightly pointing out, actually the suffering in this Murli, he says, means to earn an income at every step and not suffer in any way at all. So that suffering itself is converted into pleasure. That suffering itself is converted into deepest level of connection. So the suffering ends immediately. The suffering only allows you to experience that beautiful divine connection with the Almighty. That's how I'm linking it. But if anybody else would also like to share their own journey, please go ahead.
While this churning is going on, the only thing which comes to me is there are 2 different meanings of the word suffer. Suffer in Hindi means the journey, and suffer in English means to be dejected and to be having to experience the pain. Now the choice is on the soul. Which suffer do you want to choose? So if anything that comes in, we experience that this is suffering or it's pain, can I immediately catch myself and just enjoy the process of moving ahead? That was one thing which was coming to me as to how suffer can be transformed, given we'd got the beauty of 2 languages to understand it.
Very nice thought, Rakhi Bhen. We are all in this journey of spiritual evolution, and the suffer of Hindi is that little journey. And very nice thought you have, portrayed to connect that journey with this elevated fortune that we are blessed with. And this journey of this fortune life, to take it to its logical conclusion by deepest connection to Baba, is the way I'm looking at it. And yes, these words can be easily connected between the 2 languages. And also, we have Radhamani sister who has in the chat box written one of her own reflections that may you be imperishable. Yes, that which cannot be destroyed, that which is imperishable, that which is eternal, that which is permanent, your own eternal soul, fully connected to the Supreme Soul. So thank you, Radhamani sister, for that sharing.
So there are these lines in Murli which I would just want to narrate once, and then we can look at what reflection comes in from each one of us.
Okay.
Because I'm still reflecting on these lines. Every day at Amrit Vela, apply a tilak of the awareness of being one with full rights. If you have put this tilak on yourself, you can remain constantly cheerful. And further, Baba says, don't let your tilak be rubbed off. No matter how much Maya tries to rub it off, don't allow that to happen. Any reflection that you would like to share or anyone else like to share on this part of the Murli?
Yes, Sister Rakhi. So let's first open it to all the participants in the group, and especially those who have not yet spoken. We give them the first opportunity to please share their thoughts on this. Ami Bhen. Anyone else? Okay, we open it to everyone. Yes, go ahead, please. Bijit Bhai, were you saying something?
Yeah, I will reflect from my side first, and then maybe others can add in. Also, the Amrita Vela, as we know, it's that's where we start our day, right? Um, so Baba would like to emphasize on the awareness. So when we all wake up at the Amrita Vela, right? So we are, after taking a good sleep, deep sleep, we all become so fresh, right? So that means um, it's like a new blotting paper or like a clean slate where nothing is written. And then we go from Rila, have a chit chat and remembrance, powerful remembrance. So this is going to really write so many things on the clean slate, right? So especially this is all going to be good chatting with God. So this is going to stay with us for throughout the day, right? So and when that's the time we charge ourselves, that's a charging takes place. So once we have charged enough of power, made our battery full, and then when the day begins, we have to get on to our work or whatever world household thing or worldly steps that we'll have to do. And there is the challenges that will come. So that's what Baba says in the form of, Maya will come and try to rub it off that awareness. So until the day began, right, we been thinking about Baba, Murli, and all that. So once all that is over, and then when we are on the field of action, right, so there we will have to try uh, Maya not to rub off that awareness. So that problems are or the situation that we may handle during the day is in the form of Maya trying to rub off that awareness.
Yes, thank you, brother. And anybody else would also like to share on this point?
I was taking it on a different two kind of aspect, sister. The first one is, so, like when you earlier even shared about pain being an instrument. So for half the kalpa, golden and silver age, I have not thought, I have never remembered God, but I was happy to the core. There was no Maya, there was nothing, there was just cheerfulness, there was just happiness. And remember, God, the word didn't exist there at all. Comes later, a kind of a destruction or something. And then I am made to think, some people attack me, everything comes after that particular age. So when just that sharing was there, I just asked Baba a question. So I cannot happily remember you. I have to only remember you in this kind of when a pain comes. So, but this sentence, Baba says us, no, there is a medicine. Now, when you say Amrit Vela, and this putting the tilak on yourself, I always thought I get up, I'm decorated by the Lord. He puts the tilak on me, He puts the crown on me. But for that, I have to be perfectly ready. I have to be there. So Baba gives two aspects over here. He says, put the tilak on yourself, take care, see that it's a tilak which doesn't rub off and all. And as the tilak is there without being rubbed, suddenly you'll see a hand of blessing, a divine blessing coming. May you be imperishable. It's like getting ready for an adventure, packing my things with everything, and using all those things to see that my adventure isn't spoiled. I go ahead with my adventure. I think that's the depth which I was thinking about applying tilak and receiving my blessings.
Yes, thank you, sister. Because everyone has their own journey, like Sister Raki had said, the suffer. And we have our own techniques of visualizing or experiencing this aspect of putting the tilak of awareness during Amrit Vela. Anybody else has a different perspective, a different kind of reflection on this line? Who would like to share?
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Uh,
Umbai.
yeah, Amrit Vela is like you can say while we are sleeping, we are detached from the body. Soul is detached, and natural bodiless stage, and it's similar like soul is in Paramdham, the incorporeal world. And when the Amrit Vela starts, the soul comes back from Paramdham to the and that's the first thought soon after waking up that matters the most, and you are incarnated again in this body, in this world, the new you, just like God, and God Himself leaves His home and comes to, as Girjaban said, I like that idea that He comes and applies tilak on you before you could think anything ordinary. He's the first one to apply tilak on your forehead and makes you imperishable, the stage imperishable. So that's the intoxication, that's the beauty of Amrit Vela, which if done in the right manner and the right intoxication level, it's a game changer for all the yogis, all of us, all Brahmin souls. Om Shanti. I take that Amrit Vela with that just saying. So that's the checking also. Have we done the Amrit Vela with that intoxication? If not, then we can again, check and change and come to that intoxication level as Father has. You see how Father has got the intoxication. He lives far away. He's coming from the most distant place, and in fact, we also coming from that place only we can have that intoxication, and we are meeting again, in this world, a reunion with him in Amrit Vela. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Umbai. That's very nicely portrayed. And yes, Amrit Vela is really significant in this aspect. And would anybody else like to share some of their own reflection on this very important line? If not, I would also like to share my own thought on this. And I agree with each one of you on how you're looking at Amrit Vela. And I also got reminded of part one of this Murli. If we look at our entire life, let's say our entire lifespan is only 24 hours, one day and night, and we're experiencing the whole kalpa, the whole 4 ages, everything in that 24 hours. And then in the beginning of the first part of the Murli, Baba says, your horoscope is like Baba. That's when you've been created and you're born. I'm getting that touching that every morning you're reborn. When you sleep, it's like you've returned, left your body, like Bhai said, and you're born when you wake up. And you're born with that best horoscope, that best purity, that best original self. And at that point, when you use that original birth of yours on a daily basis, when you're born, when you're created, and then apply that tilak, where God has Himself put that tilak on you, and you are actually being reborn every day, you would be cheerful, smiling, ready to start a new life every day. And when we look at it from that aspect, no Maya can touch you because you're having a rebirth every day. You are starting a new life every day. And whatever happens during the day that Maya tries to rub you off, you remain in remembrance and you remain focused to be cheerful. And before you sleep, you again remain in remembrance so that when you sleep and return to the eternal, you're back again with a rebirth, reliving every day, every morning, every Amrit Vela. This was my reflection, which just came intuitively just now. Anybody else would like to share?
Just would like to share a small, a little thing about while God Himself applies the tilak on we Brahmin children's forehead, but at the same time, there's an equal and opposite force of Maya, which tries to rub it off. And Maya is nothing but like in the day one of the Murli yesterday, uh, we came across playing with dolls, uh, and how we create these dolls and we offer them nourishment, and we adorn them, and then we offer bhog, and also not only we eat that bhog, we also share it with our family and friends. These trivial matters, and we waste our time in trivial matters and uh, go, and that's I think kind of uh, rubbing off of the tilak. So the tilak has to be bright, sparkling, and always full of radiance, because it's not an ordinary tilak. It's by the supreme force, supreme authority. So that tilak has to be always full of radiance. And so that's the playing with dolls. We can connect with that, and we need to be careful about that. Baba said, don't play with dolls. If we are still playing with dolls, we are like on a path of devotion. We don't have full rights. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you, brother, for this journey. Wonderful. There are some people who have not yet spoken. We would like to hear from you as well. Or you can place a message in the chat box. Anyone?
Om Shanti Sister.
Yes, Sister Radhamani.
Every day we are doing Amrita Vela. During that time, we are forgetting we are all Master Almighty Authority who has all the rights over the God's treasures. Forgetting this valuable word, Master Almighty Authority, then Maya takes chance to fight it. Om.
Yes, Master Authority. Very important word. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone like to also share their experience of meeting God? Because this para says you never even dreamt that you would talk to God or that you would actually sit and eat toli with Him. I'm sure each one of you has experienced some kind of conversation with God Himself or some kind of experience in this earthly life. Would anyone like to share that?
Shanti sister.
Yes, Sister Chandrakala, go ahead.
Actually, always Baba says soul and supreme soul. So that is only the relationship in this world. Soul and supreme soul. Father and we, soul, children. So always, usually, especially I'll speak with only Baba instead of speaking to others. So I feel very comfortable. I'll feel very happy, and I'll enjoy talking only to Baba. Why? Because the world is completely tamo pradhan. So here nobody is honest and nobody is like father. So only with serve someone with all relationship with father as a companion, as a father, as a friend, as a son. So I accepted him as my son. So in all relationship, even he is my companion and he is Pati Parameshwar. We are Parvatis. So in that way, always whatever it may be, I'll speak only to Baba. So that gives me immense pleasure and it gives me lot of happiness in my life. So in that way, I'll speak to Baba always. So that the reason I can get rid of that I'm alone in this world. Why? Because always Baba is with me to talk always. Each second is with me to talk to me. So that gives me immense pleasure and happiness a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for that wonderful sharing. So that's your unique way of interacting and talking to God, if we put it that way. Anybody else has something to add here? Their own experience?
Yeah, one little experience. Basically, we all must have also experienced a similar thing. That whatever questions are there, either with respect to the spiritual pursuit or the Lokic pursuits, uh, whenever I have a question, the answer I find in the Murli the next very day. And That's the magic which I've experienced. I always find to the most challenging situations in my life, I found the answers in the Murli in a very, very simple and elegant manner. And I mean, it, uh, this proves that, the supreme authority himself, he knows, and he is connecting, and I am able also to comprehend him uh, when I the soul get connected at the same frequency, and that happens during the when you are in utmost intoxication while listening to the Murli direct one on one. Then that touching straight away comes, and I've not only experienced so many times. I've experienced whether it's my doctorate when I was in kind of a self doubt whether I'll be able to complete, and the next very day it came. You can actually see your degree being awarded. So I was amazed, and I still keep that only with me. And this is just one example. There's so many. We all can also share. Murli is a magical conversation from the Supreme Soul to the soul, and vice versa. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nice, brother. Yes, I'm sure you're right. Many of us have experienced that as well. When you have a question or some thoughts are playing in your mind, and you will have the same answer directly coming in the Murli, or something which immediately intuitively tells you that this is what Baba is trying to tell you. So thank you for that sharing. And anyone else has a different experience? Similar also?
there's a lot of safe space when we speak to Baba. When I say safe space, anything and everything what's there in my heart, I can just speak to Baba. Even if one more practice which is working for me is if I sometimes, because of whatever reason, there is a difference of opinion when I'm doing any conversation with anybody. Now I've taken up a habit of, if I feel that this is going to be triggering or anything else is happening, I keep that to myself. But I've still not been able to, I'm filled with that thought. But that thought is something which I can share with Baba. Like yesterday, I practiced something like this and I spoke to Baba. Baba, I would want to just speak to you and put my heart out, whatever is there inside me. And I felt so comfortable after putting that thought to Baba. So the point here is, in the space of Baba, conversation is so, the conversation makes it, no, when we converse with Baba, everything becomes so light within and around us. That had been my experience.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Raki, for that sharing. Beautiful. Anyone else?
Just one, I will share.
Yes, Vijay
So
Bhai.
this is on the field of seva. So one experience that recently that I went through. So one temple festival is happening, and we wanted to do the exhibition, spiritual exhibition, and we went there. We were two people actually, myself and another brother. So while setting up the tent, the stall, one person came and then started scolding us because he was drunk and started saying that whom did you ask and who gave you permission and so on, so on and so forth, and started slowly and then started raising his voice at the top of his voice. Okay. And the brother who is along with me was also very.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you now, Vijay Bhai.
No voice, no sound.
Vijay Bhai, I think somewhere the sound has stopped. Can you check your mic? Vijay Bhai, I think some connection issue. So I would,
Shanti.
yeah,
Can I
yes, go ahead, Sister Girja.
For me, it's a very different approach. See, have you seen a picture where, when people go to meet their relatives who are in the jail, all these people come from their cells. They stand in front of those bars, and on the other this side, there are sea of people just trying to connect with each of those people over there, their relatives, and each of these convicts or the jail people throng to come down to just catch a finger of that person pouring out it love. So whenever I see that, I just picture myself. I am not the only one talking to somebody, but I can see I'm saying a picture which I had earlier. So many people are talking to so many heavenly, what I call as my Ishta Devata. I used to see many people talking to Muruga or talking to Shiva. I have always viewed that. So I knew that that time, this talking to God is not something which started now. It is there from the time of Copper Age. So I always found, oh, okay. So these people are also talking, and I am also talking. Everyone is talking. So that was the concept which I always had as talking. Each one of us can talk to our Ishta Devata, but he is not the finale. there are everyone's thing. Then I remember an anecdote which I read in one of the Jatakas. A person goes to a king to ask for alms. He goes inside and he waits outside because somebody says the king is busy. And this person hears the king is talking to somebody, asking for something. Then that soul feels, well, if that king, I have come to the king and that king is asking somebody for alms, why should I not directly ask that person instead of going through? So these two things always was there in my mind, but I didn't know who was that one. That one person to whom I could connect, to whom I could do. And then when I started doing that, that picture of the jail which I had people, it vanished. I could just see me and with one truth. So that was what I believed in, the theory of truth, ek, none but one. So that kind of concept is what I hold now. I hold the feeling. And the funny thing is, he's incorporeal. See, I'm talking to a person who I don't know whether he's listening, who I don't know whether they're touching. It's something, a crazy kind of thing. But still, I go down and I talk to him. I think that's the feeling which I like. Like he's incorporeal. Maybe at the same time, he's talking to somebody else, he's listening to somebody else. But that one moment, I feel for him, Girija is the only world and the only child. I think that concept is what I take in mind whenever I want to place. In fact, every second I say, what is this, Baba? What you're doing? Simply sitting there. Come out. I don't like this act of yours. Sometimes you think you're too clever. I'm saying, that first person talk. That's what I feel. I was just trying to say what it was before and what it is now. It's just one, but none but one. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you,
Om,
sister, for that
Om
sharing.
Shanti.
Yes, Bijit Bhai,
Sorry.
are you
Yeah.
okay? Could you complete? You started, of course, we could hear you, but then towards the end we couldn't.
Okay, sorry, some fluctuation happened, internet fluctuation, and I
Yeah,
got
I
dropped off.
understand. Yes.
So I was saying, I'm not sure how far you heard me.
Yes, you were saying that there was a person who got very angry that you were working for that exhibition, and he was raising his voice. I think I heard till then.
Okay, and yeah, so this was one experience that I wanted to share. Okay, so recent experience on the field of seva. So this person was drunk and who came to us and started shouting us at the top of his voice. Okay, so we took the permission from the temple committee, and then we're setting up the stall. And we were two brothers, and this brother who started scolding us, and at some point we were thinking that this will not happen, the seva will not happen, because he was trying to create a big scene. And we did not mind him because we knew that he was drunk. So we kept on setting up the tent. Okay, and then he was saying, I will tear it off this and I'll take off this and spoil this, that, and that. That too very loudly. And and then we were talking, the other brother was with me, right? So we were talking and then said that, oh, no, it is Baba's seva, right? So saying, so it is Baba's seva. So let Baba decide whether he wants to do it or not. So we will be an instrument here and then offer ourselves in the seva. So let Baba decide. We will do our best to make this happen. And then slowly situation started changing, and there were other people also who were watching the scene, and we saw that at some point some few people started interfering and asking him, what is your problem with that brother? And he was trying to influence those people, the outsiders, but we saw that it was not working for him. Uh, and slowly, people started coming on our side and started talking on behalf of us. Okay, we didn't utter any single word, but later, so many people came on our side, and then this guy had no choice and he left the place. And seva took place, and it was a good seva there. So it is, we know that it's Baba Seva. So in there, we understood that it's Baba Seva. When we show some courage, it will definitely happen. So situation will come in different form. We can either back off, or we can, leave everything to Baba. Baba will do something to others. So this was the message that we received, and this was the experience that we had.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, brother, for the very nice sharing. And I would also like to just share briefly, because I know now time is running out, that for me also, I feel whenever I have a question or I need more clarity, or there's something in the Murli or some spiritual text which I read and I need more understanding, I just put myself into the trance meditation and I put my iPad recorder on. I completely get into a very deep meditative stage, ask those questions, and actually Baba answers, God answers in whichever voice. It's my own voice, but there's something that is answering. And I just record it. And now I've started writing whatever those answers are coming. And this conversation with God actually is really, really made a whole life of difference to me. It's just changed my entire life. And it's my time. Like when I'm wide awake, I visualize a lot. So even when I was younger, I would be traveling alone. I would just visualize that the Almighty is with me, my gurus are with me, my saints are with me. And I always manage to, experience God with me. And this dialogues with God, I think, is really, really magical. And my recent one, I was doing this Easter meditation because we just went through Good Friday and Easter. And in one of my meditations, I know that Lord Jesus had gifted me with a ruby in the meditation, a ruby stone symbolizing love and peace. And I had made a ring out of that because there were two rubies in that. And in another trance meditation, Guru Gobind Singh had also gifted me the same ruby, which I found very strange. And that's why I'm relating it to a very practical element. And once I was taking a flight and I got delayed, and I went to a shop and I saw two identical ruby rings on the same ring. And intuitively, I felt these are the two saints who have blessed me. I must buy this ring. I bought that ring, and for a couple of years, I was wearing it. And last few months, one of the rubies fell down. And I was very sad. I always felt this came from my trance meditation. And this time, when I was doing the Easter meditation, I told Lord Jesus, I said, you said that Christ has risen, that you came back. How do I know that you came back? Like, how do I know? Because you told all your disciples you came back. And he said, you will get your ring back. And exactly on Easter day, he said, this is one way that you will know that I'm listening to you. And on the same Easter day, I get my ring back, as somebody very well known to me has managed it for me, got the ruby, read the run, and I get it back on Easter. I mean, when you think of hundreds of such kind of situations in your life daily, I mean, I really, really agree with Baba when he says this is the most elevated, most fortunate life that we have received. We are really, truly blessed. And I mean, words can't describe that you're getting such a direct connection all the time and getting such direct conversations and clarifications and and indications in whichever way you would like to say. And I'm sure all of us are full of such experiences. So I don't know why I shared this today. I think Baba wanted me to share it, so I shared this experience. And now, Rakhi Ben, are we very late? Because I'm sorry, I think we took a little more time. It's 5:56.
So
So
before we move on to meditation, yes, Vijit, go ahead.
Om Shanti. So tomorrow, as we know, it's a buffer day for us. So Sunday, so we'll be having a master class from Rennie Ben from USA. And so I request all members to join and take the full benefit.
Thank you,
So
Vijay.
that's all. Yeah, over to you.
The topic for this session is eternal bond with Baba.
All right.
So whatever we're discussing today, let's have the experience for the day today, and tomorrow when we are listening to the class, we have each bit of it to see how this bond with Baba is so eternal. Yes, Harpreet, over to you.
Yes. So, Rakiben, do we have time for just 2-minute meditation?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So let's all relax. Beautiful vibration of this beautiful divine family. As we are doing the churning today, God is going to be talking to us. Baba is going to be talking to us. All your innermost questions being answered by Baba directly. Each one in his own safar, in his own journey. As you completely relax, the point of your forehead, the point of light, awakening up, a beautiful, glowing light. Baba saying, I'm listening to all the churning today. And I've come myself to put the tilak on your forehead to remind you that you have full rights and you can be constantly cheerful and happy. And I'm always talking to you. I'm always near you. You can always experience me. May you be imperishable, is what he's telling you now. We'll just pause for a second as you visualize and experience that vibration. You have the most elevated fortune. And I have come to congratulate you, to greet you, to welcome you into this beautiful spiritual journey where you're doing such a wonderful job. I'm watching every moment, all what is happening, and I'm always on your side. I know that you've had some difficult moments, but that has helped you to connect to me even more. I'm hearing when you cry in pain. I'm hearing when you're disappointed. I'm hearing when you reach out to me. And I'm so happy to see that you use that to connect to me even more. You are a constant yogi, are you not? Baba is smilingly embracing us, once again putting that tilak on our head and saying, may you be blessed. May you always be an instrument of God. And I'm always there for you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harpreet sister. Thank you, Divine Family. For today's my affirmation is that don't contact with God. Have a connection with God. That's what I take up. Thank you, everyone, and wish you a happy day. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.
Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much.